Good morning, Nova Nation. Welcome back to our broadcast outside of the Oreo here on Villanova's campus, our Bone Marrow Drive broadcast here on WXVU in conjunction with the Andy Talley Foundation, WXVU Health, and Villanova Football. David Szczepanski alongside Ryan Scanlon, very special guest at a very busy time of the year. Villanova women's basketball head coach Denise Dillon is with us. Coach Dillon, first of all, thank you so much for joining us today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. And this is amazing. You can see everyone buzzing around here. A lot of people signing up for a great cause. So I really appreciate you having me here to see it all.
Well, you've become such a staple here on our broadcast. It was essential to bring you back. And the Wildcats are coming off of their first NCAA tournament appearance since the 2022-2023 season. We'll talk about basketball coming up in a little bit. But before we talk about basketball, what does this drive mean to you in the Villanova community year in and year out?
Yeah, well, I love how Mark has continued the tradition. Andy Talley started this. What year was it started?
Well, this is the 18th annual with Coach Talley's foundation,
yes.
But I believe around 3 decades as a whole that it's been happening here
I'm trying
at Villanova.
to think because I signed up one of those first years that they were doing it. So I just love how it continues and how important it is. My brother-in-law was one who signed up through here as well, and he was a donor for someone, saved someone's life. So there are so many people who have done great by this, but seeing some of our players out here getting their cheeks swabbed, taking care of it. So I appreciate the work behind it and everyone gathering here. It's a great community of Villanova taking part in today's event.
I think the most significant, Coach, is that uncertainty of how many years down the line you might save someone's life. It could be 1 year, it could be 10 years, it could be in between. I think that's in most certain other cases is when we had Michael and Emmy on, they had it right away, and most people otherwise, they had it 10 years down the line. So I think, as comes to various college campuses, I think especially a day like today, and especially like I had this day circled on my calendar for the last 4 years as a student here, it's certainly to me, as we're going to be entering this alumni force, It's certainly to all Villanovans, it's such a special day here on campus, and especially as you get to alumni as well, you can come back to campus and possibly learn of someone saving a life when you take part in something like this.
Exactly. That is definitely the case. I mean, you said it. Having flashbacks to, when I first signed up, and it's something, there's so many things about Villanova that bring us together, and of course, for me, I'm always talking about the athletics and coming out to the games and getting to know teams but the different clubs. But this is special. This is something, as you're saying, Ryan, signing up. And now I cannot believe the two of you are going to be on the other side of the equation. However,
it's
welcome.
Scary. Little scary.
Yes, but it's great. So today is remarkable. And for all of us to know we're in the bank and we're there to save someone, the opportunity presents itself.
It really is one of the best days of the year as a whole, especially the spring semester, because the weather is getting warmer, people are getting happier, summer is almost fully here, and it really is just a great event year in and year out. Another great event every year is the Father Stack Leadership Series, which you spoke at the other night. What was that event and night like for you?
Yeah, it was, Father Stack. I was saying I was talking with some of the students who were there, who were in the leadership group, and who just didn't have that opportunity to know Father Stack. And I feel my generation of Villanovans and those in more recent years had that chance to know his impact here on campus. And I want to continue to share that, and for them to name the event after him is special. I have great memories of him. And again, another group here on campus, club to be a part of, something that's going to carry forth them into their professional careers, their lives in general. So it was great to be there with them, talk a little bit, but more importantly to share some memories of Father Stack.
Yeah, I think Father Stack he was an Augustinian, and I think he was here when my parents were going to school here. So I think that connection was really cool.
I always wish that I would have met Father Stack.
Yeah, he was a true man. And, Yeah, a lot of Scanlons came through Villanova. I'm the last. Father Peter's gonna walk across that stage in a couple of weeks, and he's gonna have a cyber leave. No, I'm kidding. But I just wanted to when entering the registry a couple years ago, did you have any prior knowledge that it was on campus? Because from my understanding, it was a couple years ago, but it was by far not as big as what it is
Correct.
today.
Yes, it was small. It was right in the Conley Center, there in the Villanova room, and you just saw like a few people trickling through. Now it's again put a vision to what's happening here, and seeing the guys out here, the football team, creating the energy. They're on the mic. They're walking around, and they're being persuasive. I'll tell you, Jasmine Bosco, she was like, wait, what am I signing up for here? Like, I was aware of it. And they had it ready. They had the swab ready, so they're doing a great job. And you're seeing others flock right to it because they're aware of what this is about and coming in. But it's each year, we keep saying it gets bigger and better. And as Villanova is growing, now with the expansion with us taking Cabrini, it's only, the enrollment's going to increase. That means this bank is going to increase, so good things are happening and continuing to grow.
Well, let's continue to expand the drive. Villanova has saved 97 lives. All Villanovans combined 97 lives trying to get to 100. In terms of the season last year, Coach, 25-8 record overall, 16-4 in Big East play. I know that UConn didn't win the national championship, but still the only team to lead UConn at halftime this season, and that's a positive thing.
Sure.
What impressed you about this season? What can you build on for next year?
Yeah, I was incredibly pleased with our growth this year. Of course, there's a standard we have here at Villanova. The expectation is to win basketball games, to be successful, to get to that NCAA tournament. However, you learn now in the ever-changing environment that it's not a guarantee. You got to continue to build a roster that suits success, and it fits this tremendous university. And we have found our way in doing just that. And you have some key players who returned, and they were young, but Jasmine Bosco leading the way. And I felt the biggest thing for us was the understanding of what was necessary in order to be successful. Playing these non-conference games, understanding what the net was, understanding the quad 1, 2, 3, how that aligns. So giving the information to our players. A lot of people thought, wow, isn't that a lot of pressure? No, I think when you have information, you have understanding of something, you gain confidence with it. And just knowing the urgency. You couldn't take a day off. You couldn't afford to lose a game in the non-conference. You did. You really had to make up for it. Big East play was certainly tough. I thought we did a great job of overachieving, finishing there in second. But we want to be better. We want to compete, legit compete for that Big East championship. It can't be just winning a half against UConn. You got to be able to play 40 minutes of basketball and your best basketball in order to get to exactly where we want to be.
Will you bring the rebounding crown back next year?
We certainly will. And you know what, David? I should have had that sooner. These are the things you think of. As a coach, you're always, you say, you're not coaching energy, you're not coaching effort. However, you got to coach the understanding of the importance of that effort and how to translate it into results. And the rebounding piece was certainly something that we got better at. We moved the needle throughout the year. However, we've got to be good in the beginning of the year. So I think that ignites it with having that rebounding crown for the players. They enjoyed it. It's something fun. And we'll have some new faces next year. We'll have a lot of familiar faces who will tell them exactly what it is, but competing for something is always great and having fun with it along the way.
Was it your idea? Who started the rebounding crown?
It was mine. I don't know. You have these thoughts that just come to mind. I'm big on just my workouts before games, whatever it might be, just getting moving, thinking through things. And it was that. I was like, how can we convince them to be better rebounders. You know, you're trying to put a number in front of some of them. You know, Danae Carter was a natural rebounder. You know, Bryn McCary was a workhorse in there. We needed our guards to rebound. They would talk about it like, yeah, I'm going to focus on getting 2 offensive rebounds, 4 defensive rebounds, and it didn't happen. So I was like, how can we keep them like attentive to it? So it was Will DeCat's birthday. I can remember clearly.
Okay.
So they were doing the balloons. So they were having that out in the
lobby.
And I thought, like, oh, there's a little kid walking around with the crown. And I said, if we maybe gave one of our players a crown, like after the game, saying you were the rebounding queen today, you wear the crown. So Jess Janko goes out and she gets the balloon. They make a balloon crown for her, bring it in. We advanced it. We got a nice little.
Did you think it was going to take off?
Bedazzled. I was wondering like how much they would buy into it, and they did quickly. So again,
that's great.
Having fun with it, and yeah, I think Ryan Allen earned that first one, which wasn't her forte. Those rebounds that she got after it that day. So yeah, each time, and we enjoyed like after the game, the claps start happening, like who was going to be named. Like we would talk about the importance of team rebounding, the offensive rebounding, but it was nice when somebody was taking off, leading the way, and them trying to beat them out.
Yeah, Coach, on topic of last year's success, making it to, a NCAA tournament berth in LSU, just how did that moment feel getting back to the tournament and putting Villanova back into that Selection Sunday form after a couple years of not making it?
Yeah, well, it felt right. I'll say that. It just felt, again, rewarded for the work that this team had put into the season. And it was, you could see, like it was being talked about that we were in. But you can't take it for granted. We kept just putting another challenge in front of our group, and they would accomplish it. We had said, in order to secure this, you got to get to that championship game in the Big East, and did just that. The focus and attention was so good. So knowing that we had solidified our spot there in the NCAA tournament was certainly rewarding. And with some new players, but them recognizing like this is the standard, this is what we're looking for, and getting to that game against Texas Tech and coming up short, you could see the level of disappointment. So that has to be the motivation moving forward. We're here in the off season. Players are working hard. We know there's going to be some great leaps, especially we love it with sophomores becoming juniors. I always think that's the greatest jump in a player's career, in their college career. So you have 3 great ones in that class with Jazz, and I know she's just going to continue to get better. Danny says already, you just saw her growth in her first 2 years getting that experience, but I say it to her, she's just tapping the surface. And then Rachel Wirtz, who's just ready, to explode in it. She's understanding what we're doing, why we're doing it. Her engagement, involvement is so key. So I feel really good about these core players and then who we're surrounding them with, and then the freshmen who are now be sophomores. They're not going to get that grace they got as freshmen, and they're hearing it already. They understand it, but it was definitely an exciting time. I go back to there was a meeting we had with Kevin Willard, and I were with a group of students at the beginning of the school year, and I knew it then when Willard had assembled with their team. I said it to the group. I said there's going to be some really good basketball played in the pavilion this year. So we need you out, and you're going to be happy with the results. So getting both teams back to the tournament is exactly what we want, and we want to continue to do it.
I know a lot of people were very happy with both teams making the tournament this year and hoping to continue that on to next season. Coach, you mentioned her name. I have to ask you, Jasmine Bosco, a leading scorer, 19 points per game last season. The million-dollar question here on campus is Jasmine Bosco returning next season? Do you have any information you can share there?
She sure is. Yeah, Jasmine
That's great.
She's a Wildcat, so she is returning. I think you saw her buzzing around here. Yes, Jasmine just epitomizes like what we're about and who we are, and the understanding of development, growth, like finding yourself in these years of college, and she loves it. Like she loves it here. She loves her teammates, and she's recognizing the opportunity that's ahead. So you'll be seeing Jasmine back in her jersey in the fall.
Very soon.
Yes.
Coach, also, too, I mean, how special is it to have a player like Jazz? I mean, I know that all the talk out there is transfer portal,
Right.
and nowadays you have to really theoretically announce if a star player is coming back, even though it may seem obvious to you and the program and Jazz. But how special is it to have a player that, obviously had the 2 seasons that she did, and somewhat easily could have maybe transferred somewhere else potentially, but the fact that she is so invested in the program and has bought into the growth that the team has made, the jump from 2 years ago to last season, theoretically to next season. How special is that for you?
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's why I love what I do. You get into coaching because you want to teach, you want to watch, guide young women, help them grow, become who they dream of being, who they want to, and set that foundation for them as they move into their next chapter of life. And Jazz is restoring our faith in this business, in the business part and the love of why we do it. And it's she, along with this team, that's what I would say, they have restored that passion, like love for the game and the understanding of progression, and just recognizing if you work it out together, you stick together, good things happen. So she has, I think she is that next player. We say with what Maddie Sechrist, she will, forever be legend here at Villanova for what she did, obviously numbers-wise, but as a student here as well, just being part of the community. And I see Jasmine following those footsteps. So it is special, and it's what I love about her. Great foundation with her family. Her parents are tremendous, and that certainly helps. So, she gets it.
Yeah, Coach. After last season, you look to the future with adding new players in the portal. I saw this week we had a very own commitment of Quinnipiac's Anna Foley, a commit to the program. Just what can she bring to the program next year? As you have starters leaving of graduation, but the main focus of the team was retention for what you can bring, and then bringing in some pieces with the freshman class in the transfer portal. What can Anna Foley of Quinnipiac bring to the Wildcats program?
Yeah, well, I'm excited for Anna, finishing Quinnipiac, graduating there, playing under a tremendous coach in Tricia Fabry, who retired after a great career. And Anna, I'm excited in her grad year to bring experience, maturity, just the understanding of the game, understanding what it takes to be successful. And it's some big shoes to fill in the case, Danae Carter, Kylie Watson, Ryan Allen, them on the court. What they did was a reason why, we're talking about NCAA tournament. You had 2 tremendous leaders who impacted our program in Annie Weldy and Maggie Grant, who they were like the glue, who just took everyone under their wing, and the understanding and the connection of the coaches to players. So a great need for us is like filling some of that leadership piece, and I know Anna is capable and willing. So we're going to obviously pull a lot out of her as a basketball player, but I think her impact in the short period of time that we'll have her will be immeasurable.
Well, another big addition for you is a true freshman, Alexis Ebers, coming from Archbishop Carroll, a local product. What should fans know about her?
Yeah, Lex is a competitor. I said that's her greatest strength. Like she's relentless. This day and age, you see some players, it's more about the flash, and they're just using their skill set or their athleticism, separating themselves. Like this, Lex, she's just a old school competitor. You always need somebody on the floor who is going to take the hit or hit. So she has a great understanding of the game, a great IQ, but her ability, just a multi-position athlete with shooting, passing, just she understands our offense, why we do it, so it'll be a seamless transition in the understanding piece, and her just realizing with strength and quickness, that's going to happen with the work within our program with Kevin Miller and her teammates. But we're really excited. I go back to I've known Lex since birth. She the daughter of Eric Ebers
Sure.
and Michelle Thornton Ebers. So one of my teammates, and I'll tell you, I always said it when I got into coaching. If I can get some of my teammates, my friends' children, and have that opportunity to work with them, I'm going to be, one, successful in this business because I'm still in it, and two, I'll continue to go because I knew they were raising some great young athletes.
Yeah, Coach, once the roster is all finalized, whenever that might be in this world of transfer portal, I just wanted to highlight, your excitement of opening night against
Yes.
Notre Dame
Yeah.
in Rome. Just how excited are you just traveling over with both teams? And is that an implement that you take into the recruiting piece
We sure do. Yes. That's a major highlight. I mean, that's like stars and all the flash with this opportunity. I mean, it's unbelievable that this has come to fruition. We obviously know, love, and recognize Pope Leo being a Villanova grad and being the leader of the Catholic Church. It's remarkable. And for us to now be going over there November 1st to be playing a doubleheader with Notre Dame is, I don't even have the words to explain, just the excitement is there. This opportunity is once in a lifetime. It's life-changing. So I recognize it, our staff, making sure our players do. Yes, we are going over to compete against one of the top teams in the country. So that's setting you up for success as you're starting the season off, which is a huge season for us. However, you want to make sure that we understand the big picture, the severity of how special and unique this opportunity is. So we're not trying to rush summer. We're not trying to rush preseason.
Right.
But that you talk about having a date marked on your calendar. Oh, absolutely. That is unbelievable.
Well, that's what's so special to me, because how many players can say that they've played in Rome,
Right.
and how many coaches can say that they have coached, especially a college basketball game, in Rome?
Yeah, I'm thinking we're the only ones who can say it. So
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be a tradition for any other school. So I think we have that on everybody else. So, yeah, Notre Dame is excited about it. Again, you have to thank the university, Father Peter, for making this happen, for permitting it. It's extremely special, and I always say I'll never be able to give back to Villanova what it has given me, and this is another example of it.
Now, Coach, over the last couple days, staying up to date, of course, going on the transfer portal, Natalia Goodman does a great job at updating pretty much the entire list of all the programs and the players that have entered the transfer portal. Something that sticks out to me is that Villanova is on the short list of teams that have only had one player to this point, according to Natalia Goodman, MD Natumbu, enter the transfer portal. Many teams have almost their entire team, or at least a lot of players. So how much, I guess I should say, how proud are you that you can retain players and retain talent, especially in this age of the transfer portal? But also, what are you looking to add in the portal? I know you talked about Anna Foley. What are you looking to add in players that can make Villanova better heading into next season?
Yes, we certainly did retain that core group. Hold on. Sorry, excuse me.
No, you're fine. Again, if you're just joining us, Denise Dillon with us here on the broadcast.
But it's a big deal that we retain our core group, and again, it speaks to our staff, the relationships that have been built, helping these.
It's allergy season. It's dangerous. Take your time, Coach. Again, Ryan Scanlon, David Szczepanski with you outside of the Oreo here at the Bone Marrow Drive broadcast, talking with Villanova women's basketball head coach Denise Dillon. Again, we'll be live the rest of the afternoon until 2 p.m. You can come out and join the registry until 2 p.m. Either at the Conley Center or at the Fitzpatrick College of Nursing, the lobby inside of Driscoll Hall.
All right, thanks for that break.
Sure.
Yeah. A lot of talking will do that to me. But yeah, with this group, it's just their love of each other. You know, it's the team chemistry that they have. So wanting to come back and take another step. We obviously, you can look at the roster. We feel great with the guard play. You know, who we have returning, that versatility in many different spots. We added Mickey, a player there in the middle of this year who will be eligible to play next year, came over from Romania, so that's a great addition. And a big piece for us, what we're focusing on is post play, and then just that versatility, the ability to play that 3-4-5, 4-5 for us. So that has been our focus and attention. Which, there's a lot happening. I mean, you're extremely busy. However, it's we're not filling a roster. We're just trying to find some key pieces in that area to, again, elevate us to that next level.
Well, Nova Nation is surely looking forward to the start of next year in Rome, but also the off-season. So once again, just want to thank you so much, Coach Dillon, for joining us today. Beautiful day. Thank you so much.
It sure is. And thank you both. I wish you both the best of luck. I will miss you dearly, but I'm counting on seeing you.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Sure will.
At
just
our
a little
games, different level.
Just a short plane ride away. I'll be going to Merrimack next year for athletic communications.
Yes. Congratulations.
Yes, it's another Augustinian school.
Yes,
I can add to my radar.
You're adding it to the resume, the list.
It's already on my computer.
Get some nice Merrimack
Wonderful.
stickers.
Fantastic.
So,
wish you the best.
But thank you so much,
Thank
Coach
you.
Dillon. Stay tuned for much more action coming up here on WXVU at 12:30 p.m. Running back Isaiah Ragland and linebacker Turner Inge will join the broadcast at 1 p.m. It's Villanova Athletics Director Eric Rodale here on WXVU. We'll take a break and be back after this.